Assalamu alaikum, family. Today I wanted to talk about my experience at the Vanguard 2022 retreat. And for those who do not know, the Nation of Islam and the women in the Nation of Islam, those aged from 16 to 35, I believe. I could be wrong, it could be 36. But those within those age range are considered Vanguard, which means that we are the frontline soldiers, we are the foremost individuals in the nation. We're not the nation, but with the women, we're responsible for, holding security posts at our mosque. We're responsible for the protection of our elderly, our women and our children. And pretty much what this Vanguard retreat was, to reignite that spirit of being a Vanguard, just reacquaint us with what it means to be a Vanguard, with training, sisterhood, fellowship, just getting to be amongst each other and all that good stuff. And it was overall an absolutely beautiful weekend. And it's actually Tuesday, so the retreat was about 2 days ago now, Sunday. But I really wanted my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotions to marinate a little bit before I created a video about everything that happened, because it was just truly a moment in time. Now, I didn't vlog anything. I really just wanted to enjoy the moment. So I did take a few pictures. I do have a few videos that I'm going to share with you guys. But what I pretty much wanted to do was break down the day-to-day stuff that happened and kind of what I realized about myself and about what it is that I do during these days. But really, before I even get into that, I want to share how just a few minutes ago, just before I started this video, I kind of just had this aha moment to where, this whole weekend was really just an embodiment of love being duty, love being sacrifice, love being service. Because again, now that I'm just reflecting on that weekend and thinking about it, everything that I did, and me in particular, everything that I did was because of love, from teaching people how to drill and being able to perform a workshop amongst, the I team with my sisters, and not being able to participate in other workshops, and just, man, it was just, love is duty. And I'm just, again, grateful that Allah saw fit for me to be a part of His army and to inspire other women and girls to be themselves and just do it. But anyways, we're gonna get into day one. And I put day one as being love is duty because, what day was this? I think this was last week. This was Thursday, September 15th. We were on our way to Chicago, me, Naya, and Sister Ramaya. Well, I don't know why I say Naya, like you guys know who Naya is, first name basis. You all should know, Naya. She speaks on the Sunday rostrum sometimes. I'm going to do a little video right here so you guys can know what I'm talking about. Naya, you feel me? That's my girl. Again, we drove to Chicago Thursday.
Memorable moment.
This moment in time will never happen again. Naya. Memorable moment. We had to rehearse for our workshop that was taking place that Friday, which was very stressful because we didn't have the scripts. So we had to run to FedEx. Me and 5 other sisters, we all crammed into my little bitty baby go-kart car. And it was just so much fun. I'm going to probably share a clip from that right here.
Yes, ma'am. Yay! This is so high school.
We need to update
TBT.
And yeah, we were at that FedEx for 30, 45 minutes, just printing a bunch of papers, printed really our scripts because, we need to go over our scripts for the workshop. We didn't have any of that before we got there, but just really doing the work, just interacting, just talking and just doing stuff with the people, with my team. It was just so beautiful and it was fun. We were drilling up in that FedEx. I was teaching Sister Ramaya, who this was actually her first Vanguard retreat. It was my first Vanguard retreat too, but this was her first time, I guess, in a sense, being amongst, the MGT outside of, Chicago Mosque. But yeah, we were drilling, we were getting all of the scripts together. It was just all happening all at once. And I should have recorded it, but I didn't. But that happened. after we left FedEx, we went right away and jumped into rehearsals. And so we did that, and then that was kind of fun. That was really fun. And then after that, we had some issues with our room. I don't know what was going on with the hotel. They had issues this entire weekend, y'all. I think they said this, but they weren't prepared for all of us. Like, they weren't prepared for 700 plus people to be there that weekend. So there was a lot of issues. But again, we didn't have access to our room, so we luckily were able to go to Sister Amira, who again is part of the ID9 team. You know, I'm going to show a video for you guys. You probably seen her in one of my videos. But she let us stay in her room to get ready for the opening session, which was, you know, the session opening all the Vanguard, all the MGT, all the junior Vanguard to, you know, the Vanguard retreat, pretty much a breakdown of what's going to be happening this weekend. And then we got to do this fun little opening where we got to talk to each other, get to know each other, take pictures with each other. And I'm probably going to show some pictures of that because that was fun. And then after that, you know, I pretty much went to my room and did not go to sleep. I kind of went over my script a few times because, you know, the workshop was that following one Friday morning, and I wanted to make sure everything was good. But me, Ramaya, and me and Sister Ramaya, we were up. I think Naya had rehearsals, but we were up talking until like 2 in the morning or 1:30 in the morning. I don't know. I just know it was in the morning, and we had to be up like 3 hours after that. But we were just up. We were enjoying ourselves. You know, we were at the retreat. But we did end up going to bed around like 2. At least I went to bed around 2. Was right up again at 4 because I had to get ready to meet with the team because we were going to rehearse again for our ID9 workshop, which was again that Friday morning. Which brings us into day 2, which was what I titled Love is Sacrifice, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Because when I tell you, I only had 2 hours of sleep that entire day, and we did so much that day. We did the workshop. We had to listen to the minister, which was about like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then we had the fashion show. Like, it was just a nonstop productive day. Like, we did so much, and I just could not believe that I was able to function barely with only 2 hours of sleep. But anyways, Friday morning, first day for the workshops, well, the only day for the workshops, but Friday morning, our workshop was supposed to happen. We did the rehearsal. I think this was around like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Don't even remember. Everything is still coming back to me. But we did the rehearsal, waiting on them to unlock the doors for our room for the workshop. There were some issues. Again, the hotel, I don't think that they were prepared for us, but there were some issues with opening the doors or allowing us to access to all of the rooms that we needed to use for these workshops. So not only was our workshop, like, the door was closed at the time that it was supposed to start, but I guess all the other workshops too, like, they just did not have the doors open in time. I don't know. But yeah, we had to get packets together at the last minute because we didn't know that the packets were all put together. We didn't know that we didn't know that we were gonna have to set up in the room. We just didn't know a lot of stuff. So it was a good thing that we did come early and that we all just had that spirit of we gotta get it done, and we worked cheerfully. We were able to get everything done in a timely manner, and absolutely no one had any idea that all this happened before the workshops. And again, that's, for me, that was just, it was the beauty of seeing, you know, what goes on behind the scenes, because as someone who just attended these events usually for the last 4 years of me being in the nation, I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, but it's a whole lot. I'm telling y'all, it's so much that happens behind the scenes that no one will ever know. Which is, I kind of got a little bit of the videos, but I didn't record half of what goes on behind the scenes, because there's a lot that goes on to allow all of these events to run as smoothly as they do. So yeah, that happened, and then we did the workshops, and every single person that I've spoken to so far has had amazing responses with the rehearsals, or not with the rehearsals, with the workshops. So all praises due to Allah for that. And if you were there, please leave in the comments below how you felt, what impacted you the most, if you can remember. I know we all kind of touched on something different, but we did have those beautiful packets for y'all. Please let me know if you like that packet and if we should do something like that in the future. But again, workshop was a lot of fun. We ended up only doing about 3 or 4 workshops because we were told that the minister was going to come early, and so we wouldn't be able to do our last workshop. And then right after our workshop, We, the I-9 team actually was blessed to sit in the front row to hear the minister, which was a blessing. It was an absolute blessing to, the minister was like right there, I was right here. It was like, whoa. And I stared at him the entire time he spoke, Friday. However, like I said, you all, I was rolling off with 2 hours of sleep. I was out of it. I was tired, but I was there. I was present. I did not fall asleep. I did do some very heavy blinks, and I tried everything to stay up and to make it look like I was not falling asleep, because I really was. And the minister was like there, and I didn't want to disrespect him, and I didn't want to disrespect the post that I was on, because technically we were on post, and it was just, but I did it, and we did it, and I got to receive the word. And I it was just the lecture alone, I'm probably gonna have to do a video on, because it was just like, man, it was like he told me my assignment. Like within 5 minutes, the minister was like, I knew what I was supposed to do. And I'll touch on that another time. But again, we had the lecture. After the lecture was over, and I forgot, y'all, I cried. I cried when the minister spoke. And again, we were like front row, so technically we were on post. And you're not supposed to, I don't know if you're not supposed to, like do other things that would distract the minister or whatnot. But at the very, very, very end, when the minister was leaving, I just started crying. The mucus was coming out of my nose, y'all. It was a mess. I did have a mask on, so couldn't nobody see that. But it was a mess, because it was just such a beautiful and heavily spirited moment. Like, I couldn't physically clap. I couldn't cheer like everyone else. But the energy, the spirit, I felt it in my being. And it just moved me to tears. It was just like happy tears. And it was just a moment that I'll never forget in my life. But again, after the minister's lecture, we did have some downtime. I ended up ordering some food. Me and Ramaya ended up ordering food, because I knew that I was going to need something, especially since we were going to the farm that next day, that Saturday. I knew I was going to need something in my body. So we ate. I think I took like a 2-minute nap. And then we hurried up and we changed, and we went to the fashion show that Naya was in. Me, Naya, Ramaya, and Naya's mother, we all stayed together. But Naya was in the fashion show. And, we went to the fashion show. Of course, it was amazing. I'm going to share some clips, some pictures for you all so that you guys can see that. Beautiful experience. I don't know if I was falling asleep. No, I wasn't falling asleep at this fashion show. Too hyped, too excited. But again, y'all, rolling off 2 hours of sleep. Could not believe I made it that far. But yeah, we were up. Fashion show happened. I think we went back to our room around 10 o'clock because me and Ramaya were getting dehydrated. And so we ordered some water. We spent like $20 on water to get Uber, to have Uber deliver a packet of water to our hotel room. $20, ladies and gentlemen. And we didn't even really drink all of it because, Naya and Mama Marlo, her mother, they ended up leaving and we didn't even drink the water. But anyways, we needed the water, and so that's why we left early to go get the water. And we didn't even end up going to bed until like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And we had to be up at like 4 because we needed to, go do the physical training with the Vanguard Saturday morning. Because again, you guys, we were rolling off in like no sleep. And I'm pretty sure everyone who was there can attest to this too. Nobody really got that much sleep, but it didn't matter because we were having fun and the spirit is what was moving us. But the downfall is that, Saturday morning when we were doing the workshop, when we were doing the workouts, when we were doing the training, I was literally falling asleep while doing the physical, defense training that Grandmaster Abdul Aziz was doing. And like, I felt bad because I'm like, I wasn't close, but I was like close enough to where he could probably see me. And I was falling asleep, y'all, while I was moving my arms. That ain't never happened to me before in my life. And honestly, power to anyone who can stay up for long periods of time with only like 2 to 3 hours of sleep. Power to you all, because that has never happened to me before. like when I was literally falling asleep, standing up and doing things. Like, that was crazy. But anyways, the training was fun. We got to drill. We got to do our general orders. And drill is just a practice of, it's a military practice, you know, for discipline and spirit. And it's just, there's a lot that goes into drill. But we got to do that.
Drill is the foundation of disciplinary training. It compels the habit of obedience and stimulates the desire of cooperative strength as the unit moves together as one.
I said, there's an army of feet and an army of total feet. Two.
Overall, that whole security Saturday morning was beautiful. Again, that whole day just proved to me how much you can get done with such a little amount of sleep, but like all spirit. Like, I had no candy, no nothing. It was just straight action. But after we did the training stuff that morning, we all boarded the buses and we went to the minister's farm. And at this farm, we were supposed to do like these hands-on kind of workshops, like team building activities and whatnot, which we did. We played dodgeball, which was a lot of fun. I got out right away because I don't think I fully understood the rules, and I don't know what happened, but I got out. I just know I was a sideline trooper because I was hyping up the team. I was letting people know to throw the ball down and not throwing it up, because when you throw it up, they're going to catch the balls. And we did end up winning. And it's funny because Sister Amira, who was on my team, was like, oh, I don't know if we're going to make it. I'm like, Amira, we fight until the end, because you never know what's going to happen. A soldier sticks it out until the end. And that's exactly what happened, and we won the game, and that was exciting. But yeah, we were supposed to do like these little team building activities, which we did. But after a certain point, Sis Naima, which is our national captain of the MGT GCC, announced that the food is ready, and so everybody was like, all right, let's go eat. And after that, everyone was pretty much just, you know, enjoying themselves on the farm, because, you know, we were on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's farm. We were just enjoying ourselves. It was peaceful, serene, and I actually got to meet and spend the entire day at the farm with Sister Amina Lay. I don't know if you know who she is. You may have seen her on the internet. She is an artist like me. And so we just had the most amazing conversations about so many different topics. I can't tell. I know one of them was creativity. One was about, you know, just being feminine and just being ourselves. We just touched on so many different things. And if you all have seen her online, she is just as beautiful in person, and her spirit and her energy is just as beautiful in person. And I am just grateful to Allah that, I don't know, she felt peaceful and comfortable enough with me to spend like that entire day with me. It was kind of just something that happened. We both got our food at the farm, and it was time to eat. And we kind of just ran into each other, and I was like, hey, would you like to eat together? And from there, we kind of just stayed together the entire day. And it was beautiful because, again, I got to show her around the entire grounds of Michigan's farm, because I've been there before and she hasn't. Just to see her face light up with all of the different beautiful points in the home, because it's such a beautiful home. It was just so beautiful. And that really taught me that, you know, love is service. Again, I don't really know what I had planned on doing at the farm. I didn't have any plans, but I know that I was kind of expecting to spend some time maybe with some of the other younger sisters, but like I didn't want to leave, you know, being with Sister Amina, because we were just having such a beautiful conversation, and I learned so much about myself and about her and about what we can do creatively for the future. So look forward to some collaborations with Sister Amina. And again, that was such a beautiful moment. And then after we left the farm, we actually were visited, or I should say escorted home by baby planes. So there's plenty of videos. I'm sure if you have seen it, if you're watching this video by now, you might have seen some of these videos on my page. I don't know when I'm going to post this because this is going to be a really long video. But we were escorted home, you all, by baby planes. And before we saw, you know, the actual planes in the sky, I want to say that me and two other sisters on our way home were looking up at the sky because we were like, I wonder if we're going to see some baby planes. And let me say that I had a feeling that morning that we were going to see some baby planes. Like, I just knew it. I'm like, man, I feel like Eli's going to show us some baby planes. I don't know. I just knew it. But anyways, on the way home, we were looking up. You know, we was looking at these stars or these dots that we thought were baby planes. Because, you know, they were their usual distance, pretty far. But out of nowhere, while we're looking up, we see this light flash by. Like, it just zooms by. And we all were like, oh my goodness. Did y'all see that? Did you see that? To make sure we went crazy. Because, you know, sometimes the eyes play tricks on you. But we saw it, and I saw it. And I'm always looking up at the baby planes, and I always see them, you know, the lights flashing in the distance, but never too close. And I never see them fly by like that. So that was kind of like a, oh my goodness, Allahu Akbar, we are protected. Wow, wow, wow. I was crying. I was just saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Because I'd never seen that before. Again, I see the baby planes all the time from a distance, but I never see anything fly by. And it was just like, oh my goodness. And while all this was happening, we were on bus 2. And if you were on the retreat, or if you were there, you might have heard a thing or two about bus 2. But like, our bus driver was literally falling asleep. Like, he was falling asleep on his way home, on the way back from the farm. And everyone was kind of like a little on edge because we were trying to keep this man awake. But at the same time, the baby planes were flying around.
Can y'all stop screaming so he doesn't swerve? Because I think y'all making him kind of nervous. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
But for me personally, when I saw those planes, I just knew that we were all right. We were in good hands. Allah who came in the person that's Prophet Muhammad was not going to allow anything to happen to us. But again, after we saw, you know, that one that was at the top that kind of flew by, there was another one that came that was literally just sitting there, red and green lights. It literally sat there, and while we drove by, we were able to record it. And then once we got down the road a little bit more, it turned gold and it started moving a little bit. But at that point, you know, all the other buses were passing that little baby plane too, so they were all recording it. Again, you guys probably see this content all over the place. And I'm probably going to add some of the clips so you guys can see what I was talking about, because it was such a beautiful and serene moment for everyone, because we were all screaming because it was actually a plane in the middle of the sky. It was amazing. But they trailed us home, and it was something comforting about these baby planes, you know, trailing us home. And again, for me, that was just a sign that Allah is with us and that He is pleased with us. Like, man, I was really happy that the other sisters got to experience that, because I know some sisters have never seen baby planes before, up close and personal. So it was just really like an emotional moment. I was just so happy everyone got to experience that. But again, after that, I went home. Me and Ramaya went home. And then that following morning, which was Sunday, we went to the mosque. And again, rolling off for like 3 hours of sleep. Actually, I got a little bit more sleep Sunday, but it didn't feel like it because my body was just so drained. It needed more sleep than what it got. But again, we went to the mosque. We took our iconic brand new Vanguard retreat, or just Vanguard picture with Sister Student Captain Naima. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put that picture in here because I don't know when it's going to be made public. But we took that picture, very historical and fun. And that whole day was just absolutely beautiful. Getting to see Sister Naya, Sister Sabbath, Sister Jania, Sister Tyra, Sister Kenya, and Sister Nanika speak on the rostrum about just representing the women in the nation of Islam. It was just such a jam-packed, beautiful day. And it was a great end to an amazing and historical weekend. And I just know that after this trip, life is different. And I know you all, it's only been 2 days. Today is Tuesday, September 20th. The last day of the retreat was the 18th. But like, I really feel now rejuvenated and I just feel a boost to do the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing, that I was really supposed to be doing a long time ago. But now I feel like I gotta do it. And really for me, it's teaching women and girls to accept their own and be themselves as the second sons of God. And so that's really just focusing in on Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaching the women the 7 training units of the MGT and GCC, what it's like to be an MGT and how this information, how being part of the nation is changing our lives, and really how the Nation of Islam is changing women. How we are just, how we are revered, how we are made equal. Like, the world needs to see that. And with my content, inshallah soon, I'm still brainstorming things. I'm still trying to get everything together. But that's literally the direction that I have to start headed in, because no one's doing it. No one's talking about it enough. And I feel like it's my post to do so. So I don't know who I'm going to inspire while doing this. I don't really think about any of that when I do things. I just know I'm moved by the Spirit, and so I just act. So you all look forward to that. I just wanted to make this video about my takeaways from the retreat, because it was just like, and it was unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. And I've never cried that much in my life within that amount of time. Like, when I tell y'all, I probably cried every single day. I cried every single day. And they were happy tears. Happy tears. So, yeah. Thank you all for listening. If you were at this Vanguard retreat, please drop in the comments how you felt, your experiences, testimonials, anything that you would like to share with the people. Because the world needs to hear about us. The world needs to know that the MGT GCC are out here learning, growing, and just embracing being God's woman. Like, the world need to know. So leave a comment. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I have so much work that I need to do now that I'm home, but I'm just grateful that I have work to do and I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I will continue to do so. So yeah, thank you all for your viewing. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm not going to apologize for it being long, because this was such a jam-packed weekend. It was very difficult putting all of this into one video. So I just hope you enjoy it. I hope you learned something from it. And let's get to work. Catch you guys in the next